Thanks very much for joining me again. This is Justin P Lambert from Words That Begin With You, Customer Focused Content Marketing. Now, the questions that we're going to discuss today are how much, how soon, and how often. The reason being that if you've done anything at all with content marketing thus far, you've probably already realized this, but it takes a lot of content put out there very often in order to make a dent in the huge amount of information that's already flowing, especially online these days. So it takes a certain level of commitment to succeed at content marketing. It's not to say that it's impossible, especially for an individual who's working on their own. It's possible, and actually many people have succeeded very well with content marketing. But it's definitely not an overnight success. It's something that takes time and commitment. This is an analogy that I like to use. I actually did a blog post about it not too long ago. I call it a content marketing hurricane. The reason I call it that is, if you think about the way a hurricane develops, it begins way off in the ocean where nobody lives, nobody notices this happening except those few weathermen that it's their job to keep an eye on this sort of thing. And it's just basically a thunderstorm. It's just a little bit of a storm, but it's in the right conditions where it begins to build. Now, as these conditions coalesce, and as the wind and the temperature and the amount of moisture that it's picking up all begins to take form, it might be upgraded to what's called a tropical depression. Then the meteorologists, the weathermen, are starting to take notice of this. They're keeping their eye on it, but it doesn't amount to much just yet. People on the mainland certainly don't care about it. But then it begins picking up a little more steam. Some more wind, some more moisture are added, and suddenly it's a tropical storm with winds somewhere in the 30s or 40 miles an hour. Now at this point, people do start taking notice. Nobody's leaving their homes, nobody's boarding things up, nobody's considering moving up out of the way of the storm, but they're keeping an eye on it. It's going to be on the news. And a lot of times at that point, the weathermen are able to predict, if it continues to progress, where approximately it's going to hit the land. Then things continue to progress from there. There's yet more wind, more power, more momentum is being built in this storm. And the wind speeds pick up, and eventually it's a hurricane. Now at this point, people are definitely taking notice. And wherever it is that that hurricane is expected to hit land, people are leaving their homes in many cases. People are putting up boards on their windows. They're taking action because they know that this is going to be a powerful event. And when that hurricane hits land, it has a tremendous effect, doesn't it? See, it's very similar with content marketing because when you start doing it, it's going to be like you're out in that ocean by yourself. You're going to have a few blog posts go out there and you're going to work your butt off to make those the best they can be, but you're not going to get a huge response right up front. You shouldn't expect that you would. But as you continue to add to that content that you're putting out, and you continue to make sure that it's constantly building in momentum, that it's constantly of such a high quality that people have to start taking notice of it, it's just like that storm brewing out in the ocean and starting to move towards land. The more high quality content you add to that storm, the more momentum it picks up and power that it has, well, more and more people are going to start taking notice. And when you do finally hit land, so to speak, when your content marketing starts really bringing in results, it's going to be a powerful effect because all of the momentum of all of the content that you've already created is behind that effect that your marketing plan is going to have. But the only way that you can continue to build such a strong momentum in your content marketing program is if you continue to add quality content on a consistent basis, and it has to be done strategically. Now, strategy is something we're going to discuss in the next video, but for now, just keep in mind, as I said before, that there is a level of commitment necessary. It's going to take time, but by all means, it's possible. It's even likely, if you're willing to put in that effort, that you're going to have that tremendous effect with your content marketing program. I look forward to witnessing that, and I hope you're enjoying mine as well. Thanks very much, and have a great day.